Hi there. My name is Junpei. You are here for Let's Talk Tech and how to maximize utilization of your Ansible automation platform, best practices, and common use cases. Like I said, my name is Junpei. I'm a senior solutions architect for Red Hat. I specialize in the Ansible automation platform. I've been working 20 plus years building data centers. I've successfully led enterprise automation team. And now I help all the Red Hat customers with automate everything that is Ansible. I am in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm happily married with 3 children. And for fun, I e-foil on Lake Norman. So that's who I am. So this topic, what I'm going to cover today, is going to be a very brief introduction to Ansible Automation Platform and some best practices and some common use cases for Ansible. So this is a quick excerpt from Forrester Wave that basically says, hey, Ansible Automation Platform is the #1 automation platform out there, right? This is actually reported by Forrester Wave. So when you start using Ansible, you are using the #1 platform out there in the world. So what is Red Hat Ansible Automation Platform? It's a platform for the entire automation team. It helps you to create content. It works with your operations team with all your existing environments and integrates very well with that. And it also provides that flexible and scalable architecture that everyone needs. And it also provides that real-time analytics and reporting capability. And Ansible is the de facto automation language. And the reason for that is that it's very simple, powerful, and agentless. It's very human readable. If you never read an Ansible playbook and you kind of guess at what it does, most likely you'll be right because it is very human readable. And it's powerful because it can basically do anything that you're looking to do, right? It has become the universal language. And being agentless makes you automate quickly, right, rather than having an agent. This is a quick overview of what the integrated solution for your enterprise is. That shows you the components of the Ansible automation platform. You have the content tools, the execution environment builder. You have the automation content navigator that helps you to develop and test your execution environment while you're developing. And then we have the content collections that work with all your major vendors to kind of help you automate faster. And then we have the Ansible Lightspeed, which is the artificial intelligence assist. Not that it wasn't simple enough. Now it makes it even simpler. So if you are not necessarily an Ansible developer or the domain expert to automate what you're trying to automate, this kind of helps the gap in both directions, right? It makes it provide that light speed capability to automate with Ansible even faster. And then you have the private automation hub that acts as a private galaxy that house all your content collection as well as all your execution environment as a container registry. And then you have the automation controller that kind of puts everything together, right? And then you have the automation mesh that allows you to scale your automation basically to anywhere that you want to automate, whether that's in the cloud, you're on-prem, or all the way down to the edge. And then we have the platform operator that easily allows you to install the entire platform in the OpenShift environment. And we also have the event-driven Ansible, basically allows, if you think about Ansible Playbook as infrastructure as code, well, event-driven Ansible is sort of your operation as code. It allows your operational workflow to be executed in a single action based on your event, your business rules, and it'll take specific action. And that could be something like running an Ansible playbook. We also have Red Hat Insights and analytics capability for reporting. So with all that, it basically allows your entire team to consistently create, manage, and scale. So now let's go into some of the best practices. So I've kind of put some best practices in different order, like to create, manage, and scale. As far as creation, you want to have a modular design. What that means is when you create a playbook, you don't want to throw everything in your kitchen sink into it. You want to be as specific function, as small as component as possible, and maybe turn that into a role, right? And put it into a collection of commonly shared roles, and then share that out as a collection. There's also a tool called Ansible Lint. So Ansible Lint has been tool to kind of check your syntax for your YAML format. But it's actually more powerful than that. It can actually check your company's standard scaffolding of how you do directory structures, or maybe even using a fully qualified collection name. Ansible Lint now can actually has a fix parameter where it actually can automatically fix any linting errors that it actually finds. So that's a plus. You should look into that. Ansible Navigator, I think I mentioned as part of the platform review, that it allows you to use your execution environment in a development format. So instead of using the Ansible core, the Ansible playbook to execute your playbook, you should start using the Navigator so that you can actually utilize the execution environment. So it'll better simulate or better test what your playbooks will run in the production environment. So we also have Lightspeed. So this is the Ansible AI code assistant with Watson X. So this is something brand new feature, which not only gives you a suggestion on what you're trying to automate. So things like give me a task that will install web page, and it will actually give you a fully qualified collection name of Ansible module. It also gives you the best practices. So if you get a chance to use Lightspeed, you should start using that. And manage. So automate like devices. This is about instead of having one inventory that goes against your entire enterprise, managed base, try to create subsets where they're like devices, whether they're either low speed devices, high speed devices, maybe they're in one location, like maybe they're in US versus EMEA, maybe they're same type of model of devices, or maybe they're all same version of devices. So automate like devices allows you to have like issues, so you can actually remediate them easier, right? Rather than trying to identify all different types and all different models and all different locations. You want to try to kind of bring them to something that's closer. Another thing you would want to try to do when you manage your automation is to pre-test for connectivity validation. A lot of the automation actually fails just for connectivity. So to try to prevent that, you may want to have some sort of a pre-test, just identify connectivity that you could actually go and access, log into the device, and they are actually there, right? And then you could use that inventory to actually run your production use cases. Now going into scale, this is about using your automation mesh efficiently with location, fork, and slicing. So what I said about automating like devices before, there are certain devices like network devices that are location specific, that you may want to kind of gather those device-like devices in a very specific location. And you may want to have an automation mesh execution environment closer to those devices. And you also want to be aware of fork and slicing, where you can use that to kind of balance out your tasks and workload across all your automation mesh. So if you're aware of the amount of CPU and memory per execution environment, and the a number of execution environments in your automation mesh, they'll kind of help you balance out your workload better. And lastly, we're going to talk about the event-driven Ansible to automate your operational workflow. This is one of the latest features that's part of Ansible Automation platform. So, things like one of the examples might be, when someone creates a ServiceNow ticket, event-driven Ansible listens to that. Maybe that ticket says it needs to reboot a server, and then you can kick off an Ansible playbook to reboot that specific server that's actually tagged as part of that ServiceNow ticket. There's a lot of use cases out there. So, start trying to think about all the operational workflow that can be automated, right? So, Ansible playbook is infrastructure as code, and now event-driven Ansible is your operations as code. So those are all the best use cases for now. And some of the use cases that we have, these are some of the common use cases. This is not limited. I feel like Ansible can pretty much do anything that human touch can do, right? So infrastructure provisioning, you can obviously create VMs in Azure, Amazon, your own on-prem cloud. After you provision them, you can use Ansible to configure them, right? You can also deploy applications on top of them. You can do continuous delivery as part of your GitOps systems. That you can actually enable security and compliance with them, right? All your security tools, enable all your operational monitoring with Ansible, and network automation. That's one of the key features of agentless with Ansible, where we partner with all your network vendors like Cisco, security companies like Palo Alto. And we have all secure content collections working with them. And not only that, Ansible can also be used to orchestrate all other workflows. So you've noticed on this list all the other above, even things that are not necessarily even part of Ansible Automation platform, we can actually work with those tools to orchestrate them and put it in as part of a single workflow. So you just have to hit launch and run, and you'll actually execute all your workflow from end to end. And that's all I have for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this session, and happy automating with Ansible. Bye.